Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. It has been about 8 months since we did a tour of RRHQ. We've done a ton of interior finishes. I've got tons of different videos for all that type of work, but this video is for those of you that maybe just want to watch the tour video. So let's go ahead, head inside and see what we've done. All right guys, welcome to my crib. Come on in. I'm just joking. So this is the shop, and obviously right off the bat, if you haven't been following along and maybe you watched the last tour video or you've only caught some of the videos of this build, a lot has changed and we are, I'm gonna say 96.5% completed. And maybe as we do a little tour, I'll show you some of those things that we don't have done and who knows when they will get done. So as we're into this big space, let me just recap for those of you that don't know the dimensions of this space. It's a 45-foot wide building, 80-foot long. Here we're standing in the center section, which is 16 foot tall. Over by the RV section is about 18.5 feet tall. And then here, this is a 2-story area, 10 foot downstairs and roughly 7 to 10 foot, depending on where you're at upstairs. We'll get to that, so don't worry. And this space is, I don't really know how I'm going to utilize it because I'll be honest, as I've finished it, as I've gotten closer to being completed, I want to make it dirty a lot less. So the goal was always to have the motorhome in here. This is like my kind of dream thing, is the motorhome and having a space to store it. And now that I've got the workshop kind of completed, I don't want to make a ton of dust in here. So I'm sure there will be lots of projects done in here. I'm just gonna have to get better at dust control and what the best solution is. So the other thing that I've been struggling with, guys, here as this is getting wrapped up and finished is, what do I do with my floor? I know that I don't wanna just leave it bare concrete. I haven't even sealed this. I haven't put anything on it. It's just raw. And my guy did a great job. So the finish is really nice. My thoughts are polish, epoxy, one or the two. I don't really know, but let me know down below. Share with me some links or some resources if you guys have some good information on this. I do realize I've moved into this space and it's going to be more difficult, and that's why I'm leaning towards a polish, because there's really no wait time. I can just polish it and spend the time and then move stuff right on it and keep going. So I think that's the way it works anyway. But yeah, this floor, it's a pretty easy clean, but I got to do something because I don't like all the dust that keeps coming out of the concrete. So let me know down below in the comments what you think. Now, directly behind me, I did do a video installing all this. My daughter helped out a ton. This is the Levack, and if you guys don't know what Levack is, it's pretty self-explanatory. It is a storage solution system, and what I love about it is look how good it looks, but you can just walk into a space and boom, I've got tons of storage. It is crazy how much storage you get, and if you want to just go to the next one, boom, you can just walk in, pull out whatever you want, and keep it closed up. It looks nice, it looks clean. It is not cheap, but it is, in my opinion, it's kind of like when you walk in the shop, this is what you see, and I wanted it to look awesome. They came out with the black, I love it. And yeah, so definitely check out Levack. The problem with the Levack, I will say, for me and Greg, is we come back and we shove stuff in there, and when you close the doors, you don't see it. So then things start to accumulate. So in a previous video, one thing I will mention is that yes, I did wire an RV plug in here. The one thing I didn't do that I kind of think maybe I should have is I should have ran a clean out all the way down here for my septic, so I could have just dumped my motorhome when it was in here. But I'm gonna do that outside eventually. That's one of the like 0.25% completion things that I still wanna do, is I wanna get a clean out outside to my septic for the motorhome. But I did do an RV plug, which a lot of people were curious about that. All right, so let's talk about these doors, because if you didn't see them from the outside, you can definitely notice them from the inside. These are the Rainer AlumaView doors. They're all aluminum, glass, and they're beautiful. But in all, transparency, I want to be honest with you, these are not the doors you want if you're looking for a super high efficiency door. Because it's all glass, because it's made of aluminum, there is heat transfer coming through in the summertime and also in the wintertime. I've noticed on the coldest of days. Now, I am anxious to see this year because we've kind of gone through a cycle. I got condensation on the inside because they're just not thermally broken. So I'm hoping that I've got with the mini splits, with the radiant heat, everything is kind of dried out and we're good going into next year, and time will tell. But I just wanted to be honest, these are the most beautiful doors I've ever had, and I love them, and I would do it again. But for those of you that maybe are looking at these as an option, just know that they're not made for high efficient areas, and there are downsides, right? So there you go. If somebody, comes up with a good solution and I can figure it out, I'll definitely let you guys know as far as like a thermally broken door like this. But for now, this is the best door I could find. I love them, but just wanted to let you guys know that. So let's step over here into the wood shop area. And I say wood shop because that's how I've labeled everything. That's how I've done the design, is that this space will be where all my machines are set up to do woodworking projects. I don't know if that's gonna happen, I'll be honest. I got some other things kind of in the works that I haven't shared with you guys yet as far as potential wood shop areas. So, I'm still kind of working through that, and if it all goes as planned, I don't think I'll use this as a wood shop. This will probably be more of just like, I don't know, a tinkering space, place to do whatever. But let's go ahead and first check out these two rooms back here out of the wood shop. And you might have already seen the utility room. My buddy Eric, Mechanical Hub, he came down and did all the boiler work. So I had my buddy Joe come over. He did all the domestic water, and we got the water softener installed because I did get the bathroom finished, which I don't think I ever shared with you guys, and didn't think it was very necessary, but whoa! Okay, Greg is in there. How long are you gonna be?
Give me a couple minutes.
Okay, yeah, we're not doing a tour or anything.
Jeez, man.
You all good?
Knocking before?
It's my shop, dude.
Oh, Lord.
So the bathroom is, I would say 99% completed. Holy crap, dude. What did you do in there? Okay, here is lesson number whatever. I don't know what we're on. I did not install a vent in there. Didn't think there'd be anybody out here doing number twos but me, and I can deal with that, right? But yeah, this is a nice space. I do need to do a light still, but the bathroom works clearly, and they did a good job getting all that done, but there's nothing really, too crazy about it. One thing you'll notice is all the doors, trim, and truss core is finally completed because I don't think that was done on a previous video. And yes, if you don't know what this is, it's the same on the ceiling, it's the same on these walls, it's all in the utility room, it's truss core, and it's a PVC kind of, some people say like the drywall replacement. No, it really depends. I mean, if you're gonna do your garage and you don't want ugly drywall, you put this up over top of your fire rated drywall in your common wall and all that stuff, and cover the drywall, and you don't have to finish it, it just installs. It is really nice. So I love it. And the other thing you'll see is these lights, and you probably can't pick it up in the video. The video might be changing the way the lighting is, but these are the Cree lights. Matt from Obsessed Garage came down from Florida, so I guess he came up because we're in Illinois, and he did a whole tour video and talked about the lighting, and I suggest to go look that up if you're interested. Check out his channel. He does a lot of cool things in garage spaces. That's the guy I need to design. If I had like an unlimited pocketbook, he could design all the different stuff in here. So go check that out. But Cree lights, I had no idea when I started down the pathway of lighting how much like good quality lights make a difference. Now, if we kind of look out into this space, I've got what you would call like just your standard high bay LEDs. I've got like the little strip LEDs under the motorhome area, and these guys. I thought these were amazing lights until I put the Cree lights in. Now, I want to replace all those lights because the quality of light, the feeling that you get when you're in here is different. So hard to explain, probably hard to capture on camera, but if you are going to do a shop, a workspace, and you want good lighting, each one of those is a couple $100, but they are phenomenal. Now, the other thing that I've done, and this is basically more for my kids because I don't work out as much as I used to, but we got all the weight equipment set back up. If you guys have been following long enough that you've seen the old shop, I mean, Greg and I worked out every other day or every day out there, and old Greg has got a baby. He's a little bit tired, so he hasn't been working out, and I haven't been working out just because I'm lazy. So I don't have a good excuse like Greg, but I'm gonna get back into it. And we just got this set up in the last few weeks. So workout, the kids use it all the time, my daughter especially. And behind that, one of the kind of cool staples of this whole shop, I think, is the reclaimed wood from Elmwood. Came out, supported big time with this product, and I can't speak highly enough of both the product, the people, the whole process. They've got tons of different products to choose from, and I love the way this turned out. It is definitely a total different vibe than all the different blacks and grays and the metal and everything else that's going in here. And the whole point of it for me was just to get a cool accent wall, because when you walk in here, you don't really see it. And then you step around and you're like, holy crap. This is another thing that has been finished since the last tour video. This was actually left over LP Smart side. So all the black board and batten that we did on the outside, we had extras because a lot of times they come in, well, they always come in 16 footers, but if you're cutting pieces out of a 16, you're left with a lot of scraps. And because of the way under the porches, over the porches, it worked out that we had literally, I think, one extra piece after this to do all of this smart side up here. And it looks really good, ties it all in. And, you know, I didn't have to paint it or finish it. It was already pre-finished, so that is awesome. Another thing I've done is installed security cameras around RRHQ, just because, if I'm being honest, if Greg comes by, I want to make sure that he's not running off with any of my tools, because those are mine. So the other thing that I'll show you is, if you didn't see, we did a mini split in here. And I just had a couple people in the last week ask me about mini splits in their shop space, and does it really keep up, and does it really make the space comfortable? Yes, it's almost too good. I have had to dial this thing back because there were times I'd come out here, and the way the mini split works is that you don't really want to shut it off. I mean, you can turn it into some different modes, but it's the most efficient when it just runs all the time at a very low, power consumption. The problem was it was running at the lowest possible setting. You couldn't even really hear it. And I think we were down in like the 66 degrees in here. It was freezing cold, unnecessary, and I was spending more money than I needed to on my electrical. So I'm still getting that dialed in. It's working great. I will never probably use it for heat. So if you're curious about it as a heat system, I don't know. I've got radiant heat in here, and that's all we'll probably use because it's so nice. So we've got the 36K mini split here, and let's go ahead and head upstairs to my favorite area. And it's still, this is where the other like 2% of process is still going, okay? We got a door to put in and trim out. And we've got these nice floorette stairs. This was a recent project that we just completed. Super quiet, super solid. Really happy with the way this turned out. And then we come up into the upstairs main space. Once again, this is where all the final finishes are still taking place. My son loves electrical. He's done some classes on electrical, and he wanted to do all the electrical. I just don't know if I'm gonna get him to finish it because he leaves in a week to go to college. So I might have to finish all the electrical and then paint all this trim. But here we've got floorette LVP, so luxury vinyl plank flooring. It feels good, looks good, and it's a great, durable, I think solution for a space like this. This up here it's like a 24-foot dimension, but it's just a little bit smaller by 45. So this is pushing like around 1,000 square foot up here, and we've got 10-foot ceilings, and then it slopes down because of the way the roof line was to, I do believe that this was just barely under 7 feet. And we've got a closet over here. This space, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with yet, other than I know that my daughter comes up here every day almost to dance. And that's really my motivation to get this done and cleaned up, is so that it's nice and clean up here. But the whole point of this area, I didn't need it. I did not need this space, but as a builder, as a company owner who builds barn doors for people, shops for people, if you guys remember, this wall behind me is an extremely large truss header. It's basically a girder truss that spans the full 45 feet, is 3 plies, and it is supporting all of the floor that we're standing on. It's supporting the entire roof structure above us, and all of that load at a clear span underneath. And the whole point for me was to try something like that, because as people are doing more barn doors or more, shop living spaces, this allows you to put a complete living space above your shop without any post or load bearing below. And I wanted to see what that was like. I wanted to see, you know, how that was gonna go. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And I think that we'll probably end up doing some more of this in the future, because as people watch these videos and are interested in doing this sort of thing, even if it's not us, even if it's somebody across the country, let me know down below if this makes sense to you as far as having that clear shop space, but then having living quarters up above. I think it's a great, efficient way of doing it. So this is kind of going to be the fun man cave place to stay. If you guys got any questions about the process, you know, cost-wise, it's really hard because I'm horrible at keeping track of that stuff, because a lot of times I just go and buy it. But I do have all those records. I will eventually find time in my, you know, busy schedule. It's really hard for me to sit down at a computer and do that stuff. Put together all those numbers and get some idea what this costs, but I'm gonna assume it's in the, you know, per square foot cost. I don't wanna say, it's probably not $100 a square foot, but it's probably getting pretty darn close. So, you know, I got some future ideas on some projects. We got concrete coming outside later this year to do some more concrete aprons. I've got an idea of even maybe adding on a living space. We'll see. These are all like pipe dreams, and I've got some work to do to get there. But let me know what you guys want to see next about this shop. I'm assuming that this will be the last video for a while I kind of get in here, move in fully, get it all done, cleaned up, prepped, and kind of just figure out what the heck I'm doing with the space, because it's almost too nice to work in. And I know that seems crazy because that's what I built it for. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I just wanted to do a quick little tour update now that everything is kind of done. And people were asking for it. So if you enjoyed this, hit thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys at another video. See you later. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, guys. This is a shop, obviously. So listen, do you hear this? Lights, baby. You got to have the beer fridge, right? So Bush, if you guys want to do a sponsorship, give me a call, okay?